Hey, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? What I'm gonna do here is quickly and precisely really try to explain to you how we trade our strategy using Savage trading systems. Now you have to understand, our strategy is really based on one setup, and this setup by itself can deliver you multiple entry opportunities. So as opposed to someone teaching you a traditional strategy, right? And this traditional strategy, um, is just one entry and one exit, and that's it. Well, with our strategy, there's multiple ways you can enter and exit the market. But what I'm going to show you today is three things. I'm going to show you the simple form of our strategy. Then I'm going to show you my Savage Prime robot that you get with the training, and I'm going to show you, give you some details, information about my market maker strategy. So the first thing we want to talk about is we use certain indicators. So I'm not going to go over everything. I'm not going to make this a total and complete training video, but what I am going to do is show you the strategy that we use, and myself and my team that we're using to really smash the market, get people into to become funded traders. So they have funded trader accounts. These guys are getting $10,000 accounts, $25,000 accounts, up to $200,000 and even more. Really depends on how far you go when it comes to using these strategies. So now the primary Savage strategy is really based on trading market structure. So you have to understand, market structure is basically where the money is going. When the banks, the brokers, the liquidity providers, and the market makers, when they are actually moving money through the market, it leaves what we call clues. And I'm going to show you simply the easiest way to identify what market structure looks like. So in my other videos, I showed you where basically the market goes up, down, right? And up a little bit, down, and so forth, up, and then down again. What that is, that up-down motion, up, down, basically, I'm trying to keep this really simple for you guys. It's called market structure, all right? So when the market is moving short, or the market is selling off or moving to the low end, when the market is moving down, there's identifying patterns that banks, brokers, liquidity providers, and market makers leave. And we're able to identify these patterns and trade the market according to these patterns. And these patterns are called market structure. Higher highs, higher lows, lower highs, lower lows. When you're able to identify these patterns, you're able to trade the market with precision and safely with the banks, the brokers, the market makers, and liquidity providers. So for example, what we have here is a downward pattern. And this pattern creates what we call lower lows, lower highs. That's called market structure. As we trade this market structure, we get arrows that tell us when our entry should be. So in this case here, the market is moving down. So then I want to be able to take advantage of this downward movement trading market structure. So right here, if we were just trading the 1 hour and we did not start from a top down approach or a bottom up approach, and we just looked at one chart and just trade this chart, we would trade this chart based on market structure, and we'd use our arrows, since we have our indicators letting us know that the market is running with a short trend, with our 3 different indicators letting us know what direction the trends are. Then we use things like, I don't need my MA12, but I can use that, and we'll go over those things when you get in our training. But what's really sweet about trading market structure the way we do is that we have arrows to let us know, and indicators to let us know where our higher highs are and our higher lows are. So this right here would be market structure has changed from coming down to going up again in this situation here. So we have a lower low followed by a lower high, because this high here is lower than that high as indicated by that bar there, followed by a higher low because this low here is higher than that low. So that means that market structure was going up, and we were looking, and you would possibly look to trade long, but you're not, because the MAs are short, and we're going to ignore any kind of long opportunities under these particular circumstances. So what we're going to do is we're looking for short market structure. Market creates a star here, followed by a lower low, followed by a lower high, and followed by an arrow to enter the market and be able to trade the market and really take advantage of 30, almost 40 points. We can stay in this trade. As I teach my students, we can stay in this trades until the market starts to change. So we really teach you guys on how you're able to trade market structure. So once you find an entry opportunity on the higher time frame, you drop down to the lower time frames, and then you trade market structure to make that entry. So for example, here, we're going to look at, I don't want to get too far away, so we're going to look at this trade here. And I was just talking to my students today about this particular trade. So we will move our divider here. We will drop down to the lower time frame. So we were looking to scalp and do a midterm trade using the 1 hour and the 5 minute, because we can trade my strategy using the 1 hour, 5 minute, the 15-minute, 4 hour, the day, and the 1 hour, and we can smash the market on any one of those time frames. Okay, so then what we're going to do is we're going to go here, and then we're going to look for market structure movements that confirms what we're looking to do. Price came up, and what we're looking for, especially under these circumstances, is I like to turn this green, right? And we're going to just give you the basics, allow us to know, to be able to identify what we want to do. So we like to see our MAs, moving averages, move higher, make higher highs, and make higher lows. So in this case here, the price came up, made a higher high, followed by a higher low, right? Which could have given us an entry opportunity on this arrow. But what we like to do is continue to confirm that market structure is actually taking place. So what we like to see is these green lines, or these green support and resistance blocks, all right, or supply and demand blocks, are actually form higher high and higher low blocks. So in this case here, this trade wouldn't be good until this block here, which we could have taken it on this block, but this block is the most perfect trade. My students know how to be able to identify these trades and be able to get into the market as early as possible using our arrow system, and confirming our arrows, because we have ways that we like to confirm our arrows, and my students are able to learn these things. So even though you see a lot of arrows on the charts and things like that, they can easily take these things off. As a matter of fact, some of these things are really designed for our market maker strategy and for our manual strategy. Can you imagine being able to make manual trades as well as bot trading, as letting your bot trade with you as a companion? So then you will have this part of your chart and this part of your chart to help you confirm your manual trading skills, right? Your manual trading entries, right? And your exit entries, as well as we use things like fibs and stuff like that. So you'll get that training inside of my group. Whereas you're going to get training on the market maker strategy, my indicators, my bot strategy, and other things like that. And this setup down here is designed. This setup down here is designed to be able to trade the market maker strategy using the robot. But if you would have used this, my Savage strategy, your entry would have been after this actual ball right here, and you would have been the entry on this particular arrow. Now, you have to understand, ladies and gentlemen, this entry would have yielded you so far, even to this point, over 242 pips. Even if we drag price all the way down here, we'd be in 242 pips if you would follow that trade and actually follow the strategy that we use. We give you guaranteed, we actually show you where to place your stop loss, where to place your take profit, and we teach you how to be able to move through the market as you see fit. So you are able to take more profits or take less profits. That choice is actually up to you when it comes to trading our manual strategy. Manual strategy is extremely easy. Like I said, we have arrows to tell us when to get in the market. All right, and then we know where to place our stop loss and where to place our take profits. All right, once again, the manual strategy. You only need what's up here and right here, and we have this down here. And a lot of you guys may think it's a lot, but it's really not, because when you understand that you're trading a bot strategy and you're trading a manual strategy, so you're going to have different indicators. Now, if you want to actually you're using a different chart, a different MT4, a different account, where you're trading your bots on one account and trading your manual strategy on another account, then you would need these things. You can actually remove this bottom part here, and then this would be your setup for your manual strategy. Really simple. So once you get in the group, the only other things we use is the Fibonacci's, and that's it, nothing extra. And I even show you how to use my Savage Prime robot when it comes to trading the manual strategy. So the next thing I want to get into with you guys is actually how do we trade the market maker strategy. So keep in mind, the market maker strategy uses a different type of robot compared to if you was to trade my Savage strategy using a robot, or trading my Savage strategy manually without a robot. So the flexibility that we have, once you learn the system, ladies and gentlemen, you can always take profits. It's extremely simple. You can trade whenever you feel like it. You don't have to watch charts all day. My arrows give you alerts to send them to your phone. So if you're waiting for a long alert on GBP USD on the 5-minute time frame, you get that alert. You know it's time for you to make that trade. So it's really simple. So the next thing we want to talk about is the market maker strategy. Now, the market maker strategy is based on a top-down approach, following market structure, not market structure, but following the banks, the brokers, the liquidity providers, and these guys who are really controlling price in the market. What we have a special robot that allows us to be able to actually accumulate contracts and distribute contracts. You guys have to understand, it's a difference between a retail trader and an institutional trader. When I teach you guys the market maker strategy, I'm teaching you institutional trading or institutional investing. So I'm teaching you how to accumulate contracts and distribute contracts. It's similar to trading traditionally, but you have to understand that the mindset and the approach when it comes to using the market maker strategy is completely different compared to when you're manual trading. So I want you guys to understand that when you're manually trading, you're purchasing a CFD contract. That's all you're really doing. But when you're trading the market maker contract, you are accumulating contracts, right? And then you're going to distribute the contract when the contracts in a basket, when the market moves in your favor. So we have a top-down approach. We start working with the day time frame, and we want to see what color the day time frame is. We have this indicator tell us right here that the day time frame is oversold, so it should be turning. It turns green. Let us know when to start buying. I'm sorry, that's the weekly, daily, right? We have the 4-hour time frame, the 1-hour time frame, which should be this one here, right? The 15-minute time frame. So I've been just scrolling over my time frames. That's all. And we have our 5-minute time frame here, all right. And then we have another time frame here. So our 1-minute time frame is where our robot trades on. Our robot trades on the 1-minute time frame. Okay, and what it does is it quickly accumulates contracts so that when the market moves in our favor, it closes these contracts out. And I'm going to see how far down I can scroll as I'm doing this, as I'm giving you guys this training. So on this particular GBP USD, I guess it's been a while since we did some accumulation and distribution on contracts. Man, it's been, oh, there we go. So this is on the 25th, probably was the last time we did some contracts on here. So you'll see that as price was dropping, okay, as price was dropping, we knew to accumulate buy contracts. So because we knew that price was going to be oversold, and we knew exactly what zone and what points and what time it was going to be oversold. So when we turn our robot on to say, okay, now only purchase buy contracts, because the sellers are eventually going to run out of steam, and we're going to get in, and then our buy contracts are going to be fulfilled. So we use a specific software, which is this software here, to allow us to be able to purchase buy contracts, and then as the market moves in our favor, because we predicted it, we know with precision that price is going to move in our favor. That whole basket of contracts closed out in profit and gave us profit on these baskets. It's extremely simple, extremely easy contract, extremely easy strategy that allows us to know when to buy and when to sell. And then we leave the work actually up to the robot. So we're able to control so much when it comes to the robot, the start time, the stop time, things like that, the lot sizes that it starts with, and actually being able to close out a whole basket of contracts and profit with ease. It's an extremely simple strategy. It's too easy. The market, we actually have an indicator that tells us when to do these things, right? And we actually we make sure the weekly is green. So let's say, for example, the week is green. And we're going to look at today, because we probably should have been trading this today. So since the weekly is green and the day is red, and we're just going to go over these. The day is red, the 4 hours red, the 1 hour we see. Obviously, the 1 hour is red, right? The 30-minute, which should be right here, 30-minute turn green, 15-minute is red, all right? And the 5-minute is red. I have a few 5 minutes. It's because I have Savage Prime on a chart as well. Okay, so because The weekly is green and the day is red. The day is the one that's controlling the trend. Why? Because the 4 hour is red, the 1 hour is red. So we should be expecting to start to run short. We should start accumulating short contracts here pretty soon. But we're not, because why? The 30-minute is green right there. So we're gonna wait until the 30-minute turns red, and then hopefully the 15-minute is red with it, and then the 5-minute. When all those is red, I go down to this robot, and then I'll tell my robot to trade short only, to only accumulate short contracts, and it's going to accumulate short contracts for me. Right? It's really simple. I tell it how long, I tell it when it start, when it stop. If I wanted to run 1 hour, I let it run 1 hour. If I wanted to run 2 hours, I let it run 2 hours. Right? Or if I wanted to run for the whole duration of the 5-minute time frame or the 1 hour time frame, I can let it do that as well. That's what I teach my students inside of our coaching group. So this market maker strategy is as simple as knowing what color that particular indicator is, and then when that indicator, when everything lines up, then we tell the robot trade in that direction, and it will trade in that direction for as long as we wish to do it. All right, it's extremely precise, and it really easy. It's so easy that it's really a no-brainer. All right, so and that now if the day and the weekly, okay, are read together, right, then, and as well as everything else, that's even more power to trade in that direction. If we're gonna, that means we're gonna trade short. The day and weekly is green, all right, and everything else is green as well, then we know that we have even more power, and it's going to be even sweeter and easier to accumulate profits and trade in that direction. So we accumulate contracts and distribute contracts for profit. You have to understand that's what your banks are doing, that's your brokers are doing, that's what your market makers are doing. In order for you to open a contract, they have to accumulate an opposite contract with that, especially if they don't have enough liquidity or enough other traders taking the opposite side of that contract with you. They typically will have to go to a bank or a liquidity provider or a market maker to actually get the liquidity in order to fulfill these contracts. So what we're doing is we're being the liquidity provider for them, and then we're coming in and we're fulfilling contracts. We're actually taking the opposite end of contracts because we know when the price is becoming overbought and oversold. And as we take these opposite ends of these contracts, we're profiting in the market massively, right? So you see, this is what we've done with this particular currency pair. Quite, I'm not going to just keep scrolling, but so we know when to turn it off, we know when to turn it back on, and we accumulate these contracts and we distribute them. And that's really what your banks, your brokers, your liquidity providers, and your market makers are doing. They're accumulating contracts and they're distributing these contracts for profit. They're earning their commissions, and even if you lose on the contracts, they make even more money. So just keep in mind, when you're losing your contracts, they make even more money. But when we work with the brokers, basically being the people who provide them with liquidity, you'll find yourself really being able to compound an account extremely easy. So the next thing I want to show you guys is I want to show you guys Savage Prime and Nemesis Prime. Right, these are robots that we have trading on an account here. So we're going to look at Nemesis Prime, which is actually extra. So instead of looking at Nemesis, we're going to look at Savage. All right, we're going to look at Savage Prime, and we're going to look at Savage on this particular chart here. So we use the market maker strategy for Savage Prime, all right, Savage Prime and Nemesis Prime, right? And you'll see I use extremely conservative settings. You see it open the trade here. You see a green arrow here. Extremely really good entry here. It took a long trade here, lost this trade, then opened a hedging order, all right, profited it out at the end of the day. And they did it again, lost, but then came back, opened a hedging order, and won that trade, all right. The 4 hour time frame for Savage Prime on Euro USDs, these are market maker, not market maker, but these are hedge fund settings that I'm using for your 4 hour time frame for Euro USD. You see entry here, one, entry there, one, entry there, one. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you guys, to, let me close these things out. We're going to go to one of our, go to my signals, one of my signals here, and we're going to go to one of the accounts that I'm using the robots on. And you will see the reliability is still pretty good. Max drawdown is 34%. Algo trading 100%. Algo trading 74% win rate. So what I have here is You see it's 10 weeks, all right? So what we have here, you'll see it's been trading for quite some time. You know, losses, wins, it comes back, it hedges, so it's winning, it's winning. So you'll see we have Savage Prime running, we have Nemesis Prime running, and we have a hedge fund robot running that you guys are also going to get access to this third-party hedge fund robot. So I'm going to send you, I'm going to post a link, or you'll see a link inside of our group showing you this hedge fund robot. But these are results from all three robots, Savage Prime, Nemesis Prime, and our hedge fund robot. And you will see that it's running on a real account. All right, max drawdown has been 34%, semi-aggressive settings, perfectly fine, is okay. All right, but you see the return is 33% so far. Guys, I mean, you can't really beat it. It's completely autonomous. I just let this one trade. I just let it go and do its thing. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. So when you sign up to take my training, you're going to get access to my manual trading. You're going to get access to my market maker strategy, and you're going to get Savage Prime. Savage Prime is one of the robots that's trading on this real live account, as you see here. You see for yourself. Savage Prime is one of the robots trading on this account, and we can and you guys can just take it from there and really be able to crush the market. So once again, you get a manual trading strategy that gives you massive flexibility. You'll learn when you get inside the group. You also get my Savage Prime robot that you can let it trade autonomously, and you can also let it trade the Savage strategy for you. If you don't feel like watching charts and want to trade, you can actually set it to be able to take the trade for you when you as long as you're following the strategy. And you also get access to the market maker strategy, ladies and gentlemen. So you'll be able to crush the market totally and completely. It's a one-time payment. So make sure all of my payments are one-time payments. We're trying to set it up so that you guys, that we pay you guys out 100% commissions. So hopefully by the time you see this video, we're paying out 100% commissions. So, and who knows what the price is at this time. It changes. I tend to give discounts depending on what's going on. So make sure you guys use the payment options below in this video and take advantage of these payment options. Get started ASAP, because you never know when the price of this training is going to go up. So I'll see you guys inside the group, and I hope you guys enjoyed this training.